you doing, everyone? Hi, Javi and Roar the Tiger and Tony and Maurizio. Hey, Junior. Tony. Hi, Tony. Donald. Wait, is there more than one? Joseph, how are you? So, everyone, how's it going? Happy Halloween for those of you who are planning on trick or treating or have already returned from it. Okay, let's see. Thank Donald. Thank you very much. Let me see. Let me check something right here. I gotta bring this out. See if this will be any better. Let me check something else too. I better not. It'll mess things up. Okie doke. Hi, Javier and Bruce. What I thought would be a good topic. Don't touch any sound settings. Okay. Gotcha. Hi, Eddie. Hey, Eddie. Taking a break from school, huh? Tom, how are you? Hey, Sock Money, ¿qué pasa? ¿Qué tiene? Nada. Earlier today, hi, Mark. We had talked about we had talked about the what your favorite watch was, and trying to figure out, well, why. I have my favorite current watch is my can never remember Van Cleef and Arpels Time Here and Time There. And I have a whole bunch of other watches. I had them out that are favorites. This is my favorite moon phase, which, by the way, too, if you have a moon phase, tonight there's a blue moon. And a blue moon is a moon that is in a calendar month. If there is more than one full moon, the second one is called the blue moon. I don't know why, but that's what it is. Also, too, about every 19 years or so, there is a full moon on Halloween. So if you got a moon phase, you got it. And I'm glad I got mine fixed. So everything works well on that. And also, too, one last reminder, going through the agenda, remember everybody to turn your clocks back, fall back tonight, an hour. Okay, just finished my run, 50th consecutive day running. Oh boy, that's a good run. That's about a 5K run, Eddie. I try to walk that far, and trying to break my 40-minute walk. Anyway, so what are some issues about favorite watches? That's what I wanted to sort of kick around with you guys. And then the other part of it was that, well, what would be a watch that you just wouldn't feel comfortable in? In other words, what would be a watch that, yeah, you just would never get one of those for whatever reason? Not your style, not your whatever. Earlier today, Clyde the rancher, said one of the things, he said, if you can look at your watch that you have on and say, yep, that's the right watch. And I think intuitively, I know what that means, but in other terms, what is there beside just sort of looking and feeling, which might be a good idea anyway? What makes your favorite watch, and what type of watch gives you the creeps? In other words, gee, I wouldn't want to wear this watch because, yeah, it's just not right on me or on the situation or something like that. I don't think I have a watch in my collection that I wouldn't wear just about anywhere. This one I like a lot, my Roger Dubuis, but it's very clearly a sports watch, and so maybe I wouldn't go to something formal with that. I don't know. Hi, Urban Effect and Junior. Um, John, uh, Arsenaut, how you guys doing? Okay, let's see. Least favorite, most of the quorum line. Corn bubble. Those are wild. Hi, howdy. Let's see. Latter questions either. Nothing ever Russian, Soviet, or Chinese. I found I've got a pole jot alarm, and I like that little thing. I wind it up, and it has two thingies on it, two crowns. You wind them both up. It's not an expensive watch. I got it for $35 on eBay, but I wanted an alarm watch to check off a thing, and I have lousy hearing, so I can't hear it anyway. But I think, well, it'd be sort of fun to have. But when I was in Russia a few years ago, I saw some Russian watches, and nothing there that moved me on those. Um, Invicta. A lot of people don't like Invictas. I tell you, there's a one Invicta thing about Invictas. The more you learn about Invictas, they have a very interesting history, and but a lot of watches that had an interesting history sort of got clobbered one way or the other in the what was the quartz crisis and came out and weird stuff. Hi, Indrajit, how you doing? And the nobody, how are you? Overpriced steel Lux watches is a never would buy. You know, some I would, some I wouldn't. I don't know if this is overpriced or not. I didn't think this. I thought this was a pretty good price, but this is steel, and so is this, and I'd buy either one of them again. So what is it about? I don't know. I maybe they're not considered luxury watches. I love all watches. Mark, I tell you, I think I'm pretty much the same way. Like sort of Will Rogers never met a man he didn't like. I've never met a watch I didn't like, or I could find something else about. Um, Hi, Urban. What I wear all the time is my Vostok Expedition. Okay, let's see. Hey, Patrick, Invicta was very cool. Was all right. Um, to Roar the Tiger, no. All right. Hey, Gary, what's up? And in my head, no watch is out of reach. Hi, Crimi. How are you? Watching this live feed from Bangkok. Oh, how are things in Bangkok? Here we got snow. Eddie who's up in Cambridge, Mass, got snow. We had we had a snow about 9 years ago that knocked out power for a whole week. It was a mess, and all the trees fell down. So we're not watching. Okay, great. Invicta averages making over 4,000 models a year. Wow, that's a lot. Um, Replica. Yeah, Patrick. You know what, Patrick? A replica watch. There's lots wrong with replica watches, in the sense that, uh, first of all, I don't know how much they really hurt the real thing, uh, but you wouldn't generally people wouldn't want to be caught dead in a replica. But I was thinking of buying a bunch of replicas. I found out the number of watches I had no way they have a replica. And what happened, it turned out that I think, well, I'll get some replicas of my watches in my collection. And then when I go on a trip or something, I can put them in my case and then go hide the watches somewhere else. And instead of having to put them in the bank vault, and then someone, if they came in and they stole it, steal all the replicas. But replicas aren't. I mean, a couple $100 a piece. I don't want to waste money doing that. I'll just keep taking my watches down to the vault at the bank. Uh, Overpriced steel watches. Nautilus, Sub, Daytona. Hey, Greg, favorite watch, Longines Master Collection Moon Phase. Absolutely beautiful. I agree. That's a great watch. It's a good looking watch too. I like that watch. I remember that Halloween snowstorm. I had a soccer game during it. Holy smoke! I was so worried about that one. That was 9 years ago. Man, that was, time really flies. Let's see. I'm a Leominster, Mass. 2 inches of snow yesterday. Ah, yeah. Well, that's about what we had too. I was surprised. I didn't think we were going to get much more than a dusting, but we had a very pretty snow, and then most of it's melted or pretty close to it. Patrick, let me see. Um, Least favorite brand Rolex. Okay, Joseph. Why is that, Joe? My favorite watches FPCS and Moser Endeavor Center Seconds. I'm with you on that one, Mark. Well, actually, this one though, I'm really, really liking my Van Cleef. Getting used to telling time with it though. The old Eternal line was fine. What is going to be the outcome of the future of Eterna? Who knows? I got to tell you, as much as I like Roger Dubuis, I don't like those new ones at all. This is from the early 2000s. I'm not positive exact years, but it's something like around 2002 or so to 2009. I forgot what it was, but boy, these new ones, I just don't like the design. They think that everything has to be skeletonized. Roar of the Tiger. I've got a quartz replica of a dual dial reverso made by Rotary. I love it. No shame here. Okay. Hi, Harry Law. How you doing? My favorite watch is VC. Would probably never buy any fashion watch. Which what VC do you like, Harry? I like them too, by the way. I have a couple. One, I have the oh boy, the 1972. The one I have was made in 2000, but the model came out in 1999, and that's that funny shaped one. Hi, Val. How you doing? Yeah, Vacheron Constantin. Which Vacheron Constantin, though, Harry? There's more than one. I like the Historique line, and the one I like the best is one I probably would never buy. Well, actually, there's two Vacheron Constantins. One I really like, and one that I may someday buy. The Quadrille. I really like that a lot, and that's just time only, just what I need. I think. Wait, yeah, I think it's got a date on it too, but I don't really care about the date. Oh yeah, it's got a hand date, and I do like that. Yeah, I forgot. On That's one Vacheron I'd like to get. The other one is a triple calendar, but with a triple calendar, I probably wouldn't keep it up. I really like the U-Boat Classic Fusion, but I just can't get over to pay 5,000 euro for a Solida movement. Yeah, this is. Yeah, they got. That's sort of an issue with me too. If I don't mind paying uh, for a watch with a Solida movement in it or an ETA movement, where I know that's what's in there, but they have some kind of complication on top of it. The stuff by Vincent Calabresi and Antoine Prezuzio, the ones that are affordable. Now these guys are making tourbillons and other kinds of things. They're making these $100,000 watches, but they have sort of this line of watches, I guess, for the lumpen proletariat. I don't know, but some of those I like, and on top of them, they're on top of an ETA, and I don't have a problem with that because they advertise it as such. Hey, Jeannie, what do you think of ball watches? A lot of people like ball watches. Ball watches, I think I like them a lot better. You know what I would like to see ball watches, and they may have done this to some extent already. I'd like to see Ball take some old American movements and sort of remake them, and make the old train railroad watches and things. I think that'd be sort of cool. But I think that Ball is not. I don't know what kind of movements they're using now, but I know they're not their own. I really like Arnold and Son double hemisphere moon phase. I have no use for a dress watch, but I always find myself looking at it. Yeah, I have. You know, for a sports watch, I don't have a lot of use for it except when I go for a walk. And I just like this watch, and one of the things about it, I just like everything about it. And it's a heavy watch, it's a big watch, and it's for like a real active person, which I'm not, but I still like it. That's sort of, I guess, what I was sort of trying to get to is that, what do we like? What is it? Yeah, that's the one, Bruce. That's it. It's the Historiques 1942 triple calendar. That's one I really like a lot. That and the Quadrille. The Overseas is a nice one. The dial of the A&S is mesmerizing. I think Arnold and Son had really been coming up in the world. They've been making some really nice watches. Another watch I like is a Breguet Tradition, but those things are really expensive. The ones I like are the ones that look like Abraham Louis Breguet made them himself, a real old-fashioned kind of thing. You know what I'd like to get, but they probably don't have them, is one with a key, get a wind-up. And I think I might be able to find one on eBay, and that would be sort of a fun one to have, is get a vintage pocket watch with a wind-up and clean it all up and get it all fixed up and make it look nice and wind it up and put it here on my desk. What people call classic, I call boring. Okay, Val. I don't know what classic is either. Tradition 2027 yellow gold is awesome. That's the one. That's the Tradition. Yeah, that's exactly the one, as a matter of fact. But they're so expensive, though. They're really expensive. What do I think of SUF watches? Those are the ones from Finland, right, Andrew? Some of the ones I've seen I really like a lot. They have some of them were made by Sarpaneva, I think, and others weren't. Some of them I like a lot. Okay, you love ball watches like the Marvel Light 3, beautiful dual, but too heavy to feel comfortable. Huh. Yeah, ball mainly uses basic ETA movement, but they're not going to be able to do that much longer. They're going to have to either this is what I like to see ball do, is get an old Hamilton or one of the old ones. Some of the stuff that who's the other American watchmaker who makes RGM, right? Roland Murphy. Yeah, like Roland Murphy has done. And I think that would be a good direction for ball, and put together, take one of the old ones and pop it in. The Maurice Lacroix Icon is a watch I really like, but embarrassingly so. Kyle, Maurice Lacroix is one of those brands that is really much better than most people think. I talked to a watchmaker who used to be a judge for the Grand Prix, and I got a what was it called? It was a rectangular shaped Maurice Lacroix with a Jaeger 736 movement in it. And so I showed it to him. I said, this watch seems to be very well built, and started talking about it. And he said, I knew the American rep for Maurice Lacroix. He said, those are really good watches. Now, they had been using other people's movement until more recently. And so I think we're going to see some, and they've always done interesting stuff. RGM, that's right, Eddie. Yeah. Regulator is another beauty. I like that. The Regulator that I really like, but probably could never have because it's too expensive, is the one by Laurent Ferrier. Love that Regulator for some reason. In the meantime, I'll have to make do with my perpetual Regulator from Hong Kong. Works great. Checked off a box. The Masterpiece series. That's what I've got, Kyle. I have one of the older Masterpieces with the Jaeger 736 in it. I can't buy watches if I associate them with bad experience. Yeah, yes, I agree, Val. If I see some creep wearing one, like, like, oh, you don't see any advertisements for, I don't know, somebody, John Dillinger. Well, no, John Dillinger became sort of a folk hero. There are lots of bad people who I wouldn't want to. Oh, yeah, Epstein, the guy who was a child molester, and take him off to his island. What a creep. If he had whatever watch he wore, I wouldn't. What do you think of Oris watches? I like the Oris, the 110 movements and that whole series, 110, 111, 112, for a really good everyday office watch that has a good price and a good movement. I like that. I like that series, Mark. Older Gerald Genta Arena models with round cases and jumping indicators. Very cool, but couldn't see myself buying them. James Kahn, let me tell you something. I just put up a thing on High Horology Lounge. Apparently, Bulgari has re-released them with a BVL 300 movement in it, which is a Bulgari movement. The reason I'm saying that is something very interesting happened. I don't know how long ago it was. I think it was the early 2000s. For a very short period of time, Bulgari hired both Gerald Genta and Daniel Roth. Daniel Roth was with him for 1 year, had a very unpleasant experience, and left. I don't know if Gerald Genta was there much longer. Genta was really more of a designer, more than a watchmaker. But he came up with these wonderful designs. He may have done the materials for the movement, for the jumping hour, for the retrograde minutes, and the retrograde. They re-released them, brand new ones of the sports arena, something or other, retrograde. You know, I don't know. Bulgari had they misused, and I hear they had one of the greatest watch designers ever in Gerald Genta, and a top rated watchmaker, the guy who basically brought Breguet back from the dead, and Daniel Roth, and they wasted him. There was some snotty head, I think, of movement, and he didn't like the idea that this guy Roth would come along and try to tell him that he knew more than he did about movement, and Roth did. And so they had a few designs that were with Bulgari, and they just wasted everything. And now they decided, well, we're going to come out with something. I don't know, and then charge way too much for it. I think if you go on eBay, you can find some of those. That's another watch I've always been interested in grabbing. Hey, Andrew, what's up? Let's see. Buffering problem. Uh-oh. Let's see, how's the time doing? Well, I do everything I can to try to reduce the buffering. A little off topic, would you hold a live stream for election day and day after to de-stress? Well, um, I've got two appointments already set up for election day. One is with my eye doctor, and the other one is with former colleagues. We're going to have oh, what are those things? What's that program they use for everybody gets to talk to each other? I forgot the name of it. So I'm going to be doing that, but maybe a live, I don't know, a live stream. I may say something, you know, I don't want to say, I like to keep politics out of this. I have very strong political views, but I keep them out of here. I know some other guys who have opposite political views than I have, and we both have behaved ourselves as long as we're in the watch uh, Facebook or any place else. We've been really good about that, and I want to stay that way. So I think if I had something, I don't Zoom. That's it, Eddie. God, I tell you, my brain is just like. Where do we stand on the watch project? Okay, I need to get some solid commitments on that, and then I will take the solid commitments and we got to say about $7,000, and that's just for the Agenor part of it. And we have that page set up. Um, this one right here. It's called the Jumping Retrograde Project. This one, and if you haven't signed up for it and put down, yeah, you're good for $7,000 for the movement. And then I got to go to Agenor and say, guys, this is what we got, and this is what we can do. So, okie doke. Well, listen, my time is just about up, but I did want to talk to you about that. As a last remark, happy Halloween as such. And also wanted to remind everybody, along with myself, that tonight we, at least in the United States, we have to kick back our hours. We have to turn our clocks back so we get an extra hour of sleep. Take care and be safe.